of Super Sport and other sporting channels are showing that, when we talk of Nigeria, it goes beyond Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Benin. The real forgotten majority are places like Okpekpe like this. And when you look at their faces, you see the joy, the happiness, young and old. You see old women clapping. Those are the real Nigerians. They are not expecting anything from anyone. They just realize that, so the world knows we are here and they are coming to meet us. So for me, I feel fulfilled.
It's a great pleasure and honor for EcoBank to be a sponsor of an event like the 10-kilometer road race of Okpekpe. This is the second year in a row we've been sponsoring this event. As a Pan-African bank, we thought it was the right event to sponsor because it is bringing to Nigeria all nationalities of the continent to participate into a sport that showcases endurance, strength, and perseverance. And I guess this is what our continent needs for its development.
Why did Linkage Assurance decide to sponsor this event?
Well, Linkage Assurance has been around for a long time, and we saw sponsoring the Okpekpe Road Race as one of the ways to reach out to people at the grassroots. And we're looking at micro-insurance and to be able to cover people and sponsor them. That's the reason why we're here today. And we've been part of this sponsorship from the inception.
So what is your take on this year's edition?
Well, it was really nice, and we see that there's a lot of improvement, but it could be better. And the awareness is going on well, and it's helping to create more awareness for Edo State, for Okpekpe, and for Nigeria as a whole.
Tell me a little bit about the cause. I can see you're both running for cancer. Tell us a little bit about your involvement.
Thank you very much.
Well, because this is a platform to run and win prizes, but this is also a big platform to run for a good cause, advocate for something you believe in. And I've been teaming up with Sebekli, a non-governmental organization that promotes cancer awareness and tries to increase the survival rate and help patients become survivors. So what we're doing here today is to raise awareness in the community, test the women, and also raise funds for the patients that don't have money so they can become survivors.
Very exciting.
Yeah. So speaking of the patients that don't have funds and testing the women, I'm assuming that you're here in that capacity?
Absolutely. We're the breast cancer charity partner for the Okpekpe 10-kilometer race. We have at the moment screened more than 200 women, and we have detected about 2 cases. One is confirmed breast cancer, the other is unconfirmed. We're also here to raise funds because we have quite a number of women on our waiting list. The first woman who has a confirmed breast cancer actually was diagnosed a year ago. She's been to the hospital, but she can't afford treatment. And the reason why we're here also is really to raise funds because most people cannot afford cancer care.
Congratulations on finishing the race in the first place.
Thank you, Chisom. I didn't finish. I ran only 4.5 kilometers and I dropped by. Really, it's all for the fun, and then I took a vehicle to this point.
Why was it necessary for you to run for cancer? Any personal stories there?
Not really, but I understand the real scourge of cancer. It's killed a couple of friends of mine. But again, for the first time, the race is running for causes. And I have adopted cancer to run for. Maybe next year I can do it for Down syndrome or for any other cause. To me, that's just the principle.
As the Okpekpe race aims to improve its IAAF status to silver label, race organizer Mike Temugbo says this year has been the most challenging of all.
So how would you rate this year's event?
This year's event, I think, is the most challenging, very challenging. You have economic realities. Again, we have IAAF label to keep to. There are new doping rules. We have to introduce transponders. So a lot of technology needs to be, because we need to move to the next level. So I guess that this is the most tasking one we have. So it looks like we'll never stop improving.
Why is it important to recognize the Nigerian runners even when they haven't won the event?
Oh, it's so important because this event is not just for the label issue, it's also for Nigerians to be into
be the culture of long distance running. Basically, we will look at the time of the Nigerians. If anybody has 30 minutes, 30 minutes, that person is good enough to do, is now a label racer. So they can go international too. It's just for them to sign managers and run any other race in the world. So the point is that as long as they have run this race, they are already an elite runners, which is why we introduced about 14 Nigerians to run with the elites. You wouldn't know them, but they're even Nigerians. Most of them from Jos, so they came the first, second, third. So we have given them a label. That's the whole thing. So any of them can run any label now in the world.
So what's next for you? Obviously, 2017 edition will be at the back of your mind. But how long will you rest before you now pick up again and start planning for the next edition?
Well, the most important thing about life, and it's about challenges. You just keep improving. We are not competing with nobody or any race in the world. We have our own identity, and we're working with our own identity. The point is that we need to move to the silver level, and we are doing everything that is required internationally. What we put in this race this year is more like a silver level race, especially with super sports, because that's the condition of silver. You're doing it on your own now, but the truth is that if you are doing silver, it's a must. So I think that we hope to improve more, and the economy maybe would have picked up. We didn't have much sponsors this year, but we were bent to proceed with our sponsors because we wanted to build the equity as continuity. And like I've told a lot of people, this is more like a PPP thing with government. Government is only doing the prize money while we bear the entire cost of organization. And I do hope that in looking at 2017, we are going to have a more TV, very active race. And I must commend Super Sports, the management and the entire staff of Super Sports. They have been quite wonderful. Because one thing I must say, I'm not patronizing Super Sports, but one of the biggest integrity that we have had for this race is our partnership with Super Sports. So I say thank you to all of you.
The Okpekpe Road Race has now clocked 4 years of excitement. Preparations have already started for a much bigger and better fit edition come 2017.